Hey, I'm still here. How about that, right? Back up a little bit. Hey, back up. Stay away from the gun show. Boy, I worked out tough this morning. I feel great. I got me a new weight set. My dining room is actually looking like that movie Get Hard with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. Got me a little prison rec yard going on in the dining room. I'm definitely feeling that. Got an opportunity to run this morning, and I ran for my life like the police was right behind me. Boy, I feel like I'm fast. I was doing a bunch of sprints. Pumped up and ready to get up into this video. Folks, I want to do a follow-up to the Jussie Smollett situation, sort of like Tourette's when you say that man's name. And folks, there have definitely been some developments in relation to what's going on with this guy while he's serving this little meatball of time that he is serving. What did he get sentenced to? 150 days. And somebody would actually comment and say that the judge said, I'm getting this from the comments section. How did they word it? They said he could get 1 day for every day that he serves, so he would really only be doing half of his time. 75 days, stick man. That's literally 2.5 months. Lay it down. But of course, he cannot. Folks, in this video, I've got two different stories that I want to share with you. We're going to breeze through these things real quick. And one of these stories, I'm happy to report, I told you so. Also, as I'm filming this, it's day number 2 of the hydroxy cut. It's been like over an hour since I've taken that. And you're supposed to eat your biggest meals after you take the hydroxy cut within an hour. And boy, my stomach is growling. So if you hear any unusual noises during this video, it's just the fat getting burnt off this Marvel superhero type of figure I'm working on right here. That was kind of corny. I probably could have done a lot better than that. Also, real quick, one other thing that I want to mention before we get up into this video. My attire that I'm wearing right here today. I got the blue shirt, green pants, brown shoes. Inspiration for this outfit comes from a Bob Ross painting. Bitch, I'm looking like a landscape. I just had to throw that in there. I thought that was kind of funny. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to what's going on with Jussie Smollett. Folks, the headline of this first story, this was shared on the After Prison Show fan page over on Facebook. I was shocked and appalled by a headline that read, hold up, I got to pull it up. Jussie Smollett team demands immediate release, citing threats, health, and COVID. They might as well have thrown in the end of the world is nigh as well. Doesn't nigh mean near? Boy, they throw in all sorts of Hail Marys out there in an attempt to try to get this man home. Folks, you would have thought this guy got sentenced to 75 years. 75 days? I could hold my breath for that long. I couldn't make it 4 seconds. Jussie Smollett's lawyers have wasted no time demanding his release from jail, at least while his appeal plays out, claiming he risked being harmed physically and microbolically. Every second he stays behind bars, folks, that is such an interesting run-on sentence right there. First of all, hear me out now. Dude is in PC. This right here, this is not going to work, Joe. This is not. I'm going to go get a haircut today, so that's going away. If you see that, comment down below and let me know. Joe, what's up with the little you can't rock no shit like that in prison. I know. I've seen guys do it, though, surprisingly enough. First of all, folks, they're saying that this dude is in danger of being harmed physically and microbolically. That is interesting right there. Look. There is no doubt in my mind they put this dude in the turtle suit, butt ball naked, no shoelaces if he got to keep his shoes. You know, no belt buckles, no nothing, no blankets. He might have got a mattress, no sheets. Camera in the cell or guard stationed up outside of the cell. I'm telling you guys, as soon as this dude got locked up, all of them rants and them tantrums that he was throwing, leaving up out the courtroom, I didn't do it. I am innocent of this. I could have admitted that I did this a long time ago, but I'm not gonna do that. And I'm not gonna hurt myself neither, all of that as well. So guaranteed he went into the old ooicide watch. Gotta watch the way you word things here. Ooicide. And yeah. So to say that he's in danger of being physically harmed physically, yo, dude got the cloak of invisibility right now. Invincibility, I should say. The man got not only the bulletproof, shatterproof plexiglass protecting this man. Ain't nobody gonna be able to get near this dude. And I can tell you, if they treat this dude anything like they treated Malvo, one half of the DC Snipers, back in the early 2000s when Joe was a trustee and this dude was going to court and he was in my jail. When they wouldn't even let this man walk to court, they had him shackled to a wheelchair in white shirts. Lieutenants had to escort this dude to court. If they're treating him anything like they did Malvo, high profile and all. You got guards making this man's food. You won't even have the trustees touching this man's meals. Nobody's gonna be able to get to this dude. I can promise you that, because imagine if anything does happen to dude while he's locked up. I would hope that nothing would happen to this guy. But, you know, the team is demanding his immediate release, citing, you know, the potential for physical harm. They also mentioned microbolically. Now that is something that I feel is very interesting to throw into this. What do they mean by that? Well, when you go to a jail, anytime that I've been locked up, they test you for TB, tuberculosis. And the way that they test you is they inject you with TB. And if you have any kind of a reaction to that, well, then that's usually not a good sign. I was in Virginia Beach jail. I had been in there for about, a couple of weeks or maybe a month, and then they called me down to medical and they hit me with the tuberculosis test. Okay, this was nothing new to me. I had been locked up a handful of times at this point, so this was not shocking to me. What was shocking to me is that same day, I ended up getting transferred from Virginia Beach to Chesapeake jail, and Chesapeake don't play. They're not gonna wait 2 weeks or a month to hit you with that TB. They was trying to give me this shot the same day, and I'm like, yo, I got the Band-Aid still on my arm. I literally just got this joint. They hit me with that shit again, and I got so sick, so sick. So microbolically, what are they talking about? That Jussie could get a microchip inserted in his arm? They've mentioned, prisoners getting COVID shots, and I don't know what they really mean by the microbolically, but man, that's interesting right there. To go even further with this story, and this is where, things start to get a little, we start to hit a gray area right here, in my personal opinion. The Empire Actors legal team filed an emergency motion Monday asking a judge to spring Jussie from behind bars while his appeal is pending, arguing that the potential cons of him staying locked up in Cook County far outweigh any benefits. I gotta be honest. They are actually kind of right about that. What is this 75 days even really? A dog and pony show? A horse and pony, however you say that? He has to serve his time. He has to pay his debt to society. Yeah, he's literally gonna have to pay that when he gets out, that $130,000 fine they hit his ass with. The 75 days though, if you was gonna really make this dude, have to serve some time, then that would have been one thing. But 75, we're talking 2.5 months. Will he end up getting house arrest? I'm thinking there's a good possibility he could. Is he gonna serve 2.5 months in jail? I gotta err on the side of probably not. I don't think he's gonna end up serving 2.5 months. I think they're gonna get him out of there. Now here's another thing that they shared, a disturbing voicemail. I don't want to play this because this is TMZ's article right here, but I will link the story down below so you guys can check it out and hear for yourself. Somebody calling, leaving racial and homophobic slurs in this voicemail, saying what's going to happen with that broom handle to old Jussie Smollett while locked up, laughing and caring. It's a good show. It is a good show. Jussie Smollett's an actor. So to think that, and then he's locked up for staging a hate crime, hoaxing a hate crime. I'm having a tough time believing there's any legitimacy to this. Could be real, but, hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You know what I mean? The crux of their case here is that Jussie's family has been on the receiving end of what they say is a barrage of harassing messages and phone calls aimed at Jussie, which they say is emblematic of the harm that might actually befall him if he remains locked up. Again, folks, can't nobody get to dude. He is in as protected of custody as you could be. That's all I want to share with that particular story. Let's move on to the other story, which is a big old, I told you so. This one was reported by the New York Post. It came out at 7 p.m. yesterday. It reads, Jussie Smollett has been moved to a new cell. Sheriff's office, I guess per sheriff's office. That kind of doesn't even read right. He's been moved to a new cell, the sheriff's office. Could you imagine? That's kind of crazy. I guess that means per sheriff's office. Jussie Smollett has been moved to a new jail cell, the Cook County Sheriff's Office said Tuesday. Smollett, whose brother said he's been housed in the jail's psych ward. I told you, boy, they got that dude in the padded cell for real, which I don't know that a jail even has a padded cell. That's a lot of opportunity, air and opportunity between a person to be able to hide things up in those cushions of those walls and floors and ceilings. Is still in the same unit, but was moved to a different cell on Monday when medical professionals determined another detainee needed it more. Basically, what they're saying is Jussie Smollett in here taking up bed space. They had a dude who really was gonna hurt himself. But that doesn't mean Jussie Smollett is free and clear of being kept an eye on. The actor's new digs at the Chicago County Jail features round-the-clock surveillance by officers stationed outside the cell at all times to ensure the actor remains under direct observation, the sheriff's office said. Man, that's crazy. Here in the state of Virginia, that reminds me of what's referred to as the dry cell. If they think you've swallowed any sort of contraband, drugs, narcotics, any balloons, or whatsoever, your ass is going into the dry cell where there's no running water, and a guard's gonna be stationed right up outside of your cell, waiting on you to dookie. And then when you do dookie, they're going digging all up in that shit like it's a Cracker Jacks prize at the bottom of the box. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. Thank you for asking. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself as well. Yes, Denny's, they have a spectacular menu. Yeah, they do. So what do you do for a living? What do I do for a living? Oh, yeah. Well, this beef stew is amazing. I'm glad you asked. Excuse me. Waiter, could we get some more free breadsticks over here? Oh, that's Olive Garden? Shucks. I'm a correctional officer. Oh, correctional. Wow, you don't say that lightly, neither. Oh, my God, that's so crazy. My job duties entail digging through the fecal matter of prisoners when they've been accused of what? Smuggling contraband, swallowing. As soon as they poopy pants all over the place, I go rummaging through that shit. You do what now? In the bottom of the Cracker Jacks box. Check, please. Man, where you going? Hey, where you going? Why you didn't even finish your beef stew? You know how much that shit cost? Like other inmates, the convicted felon. Oh, that's got a bad taste right there. That don't taste too good right there. Jussie Smollett, one-time claim to fame. The Empire former star, now convicted felon, is entitled to substantial time out of his cell, but when he is in common areas, other detainees won't be permitted in the area, the agency explained. I don't even think they're gonna be around, dude, but what if they are, though? Which I don't really know how it's set up in this PC type of housing unit where he's at. It's seeming like, you know, it's probably just a lockdown block, but they probably got him in the most far reach of that where there's just, you know, the least amount of chaotic prisoners around. Because could you imagine Jussie coming out into that damn day room trying to make a collect call on that phone? Like, you gotta tell him. Oh, God. Throw the Hail Mary pass. Get me up out of here. Hey, Jussie. What you gonna do with that cornbread? What you gonna do with that cornbread? These protocols are routinely used for individuals ordered into protective custody who may potentially be at risk of harm due to the nature of their charges, their profession, or their noteworthy status, the sheriff's office said. The safety and security of all detained individuals, including Mr. Smollett, is the sheriff's office's highest priority. The housing unit where Smollett is locked up is Division 8. Can you imagine when dude comes home after a week or a month or however much of this meatball he ends up serving, this 150-day sentence where he's only got to serve half of that and where he'll probably only end up serving half of that half. Coming home talk about, yeah, you know where I was at? Whew. Division 8. Yeah, some call it protected custody, but yo, hey, that shit wasn't no slouch now. Don't sleep on it. You see, my legal team was trying to get me up out of there, but that shit ain't worked though, so I had to stay in there. I had to toughen up, little soldier. Yeah, I did 4 days. 4 days in total. Then they got me up out of there because of the microbolic thing. Microbolic, yeah, that was a new one. The housing unit where Smollett is locked up is Division 8, or the jail's residential treatment unit, which is reserved for detainees with injuries and medical conditions that make them particularly susceptible to COVID-19 infections, according to the Southside Weekly. The sheriff's office said Smollett is in an area frequently utilized for individuals requiring a high level of supervision and care for mental health needs, but the unit is also sometimes used solely for security reasons due to the enhanced monitoring that can occur in this setting. And this story would wrap up saying that they tried to get old Jussie up out of there. And they probably will. They probably will. However long he has to serve, folks, he's going to do it right there where he's at. He ain't going to get no further. Gen Pop, he'll never smell it. Not old Smollett, at least. Folks, that's all I got in relation to this story. I'd like to keep you guys abreast, of developments in relation to these high-profile individuals who find themselves on the wrong side of the law for the right reasons. I mean, well, really, there was nothing right about what he did. I'll be curious to hear what you guys have to say, and I hope this was a video you enjoyed. If it was, hey, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!